It's really just exciting. It racks up my nerves a bit, you know, and it makes me kind of think to myself like, oh, how did I get here?
I remember walking around Hayward just having like full body like goosebumps.
I never thought I would be in this position. I have my credentials and everything with my name. It's like, it's a dream come true. So it's like, I'm doing what I want to do.
So the track bureau class is an advanced journalism class in the SOJC where we're learning how to write and report on track events in Eugene. And we have to move at a really quick pace. We have to produce those stories on deadline by the end of the meet, which is a really important skill for a journalist.
Track class is a class that I invented in which we cover all of the meets that happen at Hayward Field. We start at the beginning of the season with small, low-key, local college meets, and we end up the season with the Prefontaine Classic, except this year when the World Championships come here.
A lot of the other professional journalists jumped right in with all of this background research, all these statistics, all of this like lifetime knowledge of the sport. And I'm brand new to this. I've never reported on track before, and so I kind of had to figure out how to ask follow-up questions that were relevant to what they said.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Madeline. Nice to meet you. You're saying you're kind of nervous going into this race, and you're focused on the water jumps. Anything that you do before the race to kind of help calm down and focus your attention?
I think my favorite part of it is probably doing the proper research and having that come out in my questions. You know, like good research makes good questions, and then you get good responses that way.
I saw on one of your social media posts, you talked about how you were a little disappointed how you performed at Tokyo and how you were dealing with like anxiety attacks. How much does it mean to you now to come here and like get just a solid performance in your belt?
So essentially what I did was I literally just kept some notes, jotted down in my notebook of like how the race was progressing, where the moves were being made. I usually jot down just a quick little cues that I have based on like background information I did beforehand. I'm always nervous when I ask questions. I think it's just like, since I'm still new to it all, it's like kind of just nerve-wracking, but I think I'm getting better. I'm not as nervous as I was last time at the Hayward premiere, so I guess that's progress.
There are so many reps in this class that you have to get better. And then if you really try to get better, which the students in this class do, it really takes you somewhere that you didn't know you could be at the beginning.
I guess that's how you learn best, right? If you're just thrown, you're gonna figure it out somehow. And I was pretty nervous, but then after a while I figured it out and then I was pretty comfortable with it.
Look at that, that's beautiful with the, oh my God.
So today photos were like even better. I felt more confident, more relaxed compared to last time, which was Hayward premiere. So this time I felt confident, I knew what I was doing, I was able to get different angles and all that. So it's like, I did a pretty good job today. We spent so many hours together on the weekends and during class, so it feels like a small little family.
Oh dude, this experience is gonna benefit, I think, all of us so much. You know, like, I think it's pretty cool that we get real like work experience really before we graduate. That was something that was my biggest concern, was how am I gonna get a job after college? And I feel like just having this on my resume and like having this as like my work samples is really gonna be a benefit to me and my classmates.
I'm being a junior, I get this experience before getting out to the real world, so it's like not many schools can do this. Who else has Tracktown USA on the, like, nobody else can do that. We have Hayward Field. How many events come here?
We teach students to cover the communities that they are a part of, and that's a really important thing. If we didn't have a journalism program that was covering track and field, we would be derelict because we would be missing a huge part of what makes Eugene, Eugene.